Yeah, I still am a bit, because it's quite an odd thing to talk in front of 10 or 20 people that you don't actually know.
Not particularly because I am an outgoing person, but for people that are kind of nervous, literally no one cares. Just say something, that's all people are looking for.
I think it's very daunting. I think, you know, sometimes when you're in school, you can feel like, you know, you might be the cleverest in the class or like big fish. But when you come to university, everybody's really clever, and I think it is really intimidating and really daunting because you don't want to say the wrong thing.
I would say, yeah. Not participating in them, but because I enjoyed being in them, but speaking the first time was because you just think you're going to say something wrong or you're going to embarrass yourself, especially when you don't actually know your peer group that well yet and you don't really know everybody's level of knowledge. But after maybe 2 or 3 seminars, it was really...
Yeah, it's more of a discussion after that. It's not like a question answer. It's not a teaching situation like a high school. You realise this becomes more just a discussion amongst people that are just as interested in something as you are.
If I look back to first year, then I was quite nervous, but I've naturally always been nervous talking in front of people. And I think if you are, uni is a brilliant way to knock that out of you. Yeah, definitely. Because you just do it so many times that by the time I got to about December, I wasn't really nervous anymore about doing it. So
I think it's one of those things, the more that you give, the more that you get in return. So do it.
Yeah, and it's not really anything stupid to say, because half the time if you've got a question, someone else has the exact same question.
But they're too scared to say it, so they're like,
it's always good if someone says that.
Yeah.
I think for me, I like that. I like it when we could talk in smaller groups, whereas in lectures, that's where I find it a bit more difficult to concentrate and listen to everything being said. But no, I was actually kind of...
Yeah, I was kind of worried because I'm not really good at public speaking or just pretty much speaking in front of people. But like the seminar teachers were quite welcoming and other students as well. And I guess other students felt similar to me, so yeah, it was quite okay.
No, I feel like, because since seminars don't start for a couple of weeks, but then you've already made your course mates, so there's always at least 1 or 2 people you know going to them. Yeah. So you can kind of do the work in a group, or like they need to prepare beforehand, there's always someone to go with, so I found them fine.
And at the same time, they're probably what most people are used to, because it's like small classrooms, like 15-20 people, which is what you're used to like throughout high school and college, so it's quite helpful being in there because you can openly ask questions, whereas you might not when you're in a lecture theatre and there's like 200 people there.
And I think it's about understanding the environment and understanding that even if you say things that are wrong, it's a more understanding environment than it might be in school or sixth form, and everybody's there to kind of better themselves, I think. So there's not really a wrong answer, and I think even if you do say something that's not quite right, you're still going to learn from that.
I think you just have to be confident in the fact that you are at the same place as everyone else. Your opinion matters as much as anyone else's in the room, and if you have something to say, just throw your hat in and say it. Like, at the end of the day, what's the worst that can happen? Like,
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I mean, I'm quite a confident person, so I was just kind of like, okay, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But honestly, I understand why someone could be nervous, but I really don't think that you need to worry. It's very much, there's a lot of people in the same boat. There's a lot of people who are really nervous, and I think a really big worry is, am I smart enough to be here? And realistically, yes, you are, or you wouldn't have gotten in. And don't worry about that. You're here. You're clearly good enough.